All right, so I think everything is good. We are good to go. So let's start with some testing. And everything looks great, I guess. Yeah, that's perfect. So let's go over the, wait a minute. Um, okay, that's nothing. So we have to go towards the algorithm. No, algorithm is good. We just have to go list is tested. So now we have to go to the trees, right? So, okay, tab close. Let's make a new, it's a tree. It's a tree node. So tree node is just a simple class, tree node, and all right, then what else we need? So tree um tree function tree dot new install. So this is the instance, and now we have to go and set the meta table for this instance, and the meta table is itself the tree node, and we will return this instance, and then okay, now we can pass some values to this node. Hmm, tree node. Um, there could be plenty of things, in my opinion. Hmm, okay. So let's make this tree a generic tree, right? So let's make this function. Let's give a generic t, and in the generic thing, we can we can take a parameter. We can take a parameter of let's say ops, or ops could be a generic t, and we will return a tree node. We will return a tree node. Um, hmm, I guess uh, filer tree node with a t parameter as a generic parameter. Return, and we have to define the class tree filer tree node. Okay, so this is the tree node, and this function returns okay, a generic a generic thing. So now we can just what to say. So there are no childrens actually. Every tree node have some kind of a childrens. So uh, field children, and children is a array of tree node. Okay, so this could be optional. By default, we didn't pass any children's, so that's okay. So now we just have to combine this table. Instead of returning this instance, wait a minute. We can just do latest instance is equals to vim dot table deep extend with a force flag, and we can pass empty table, and with this empty table we will pass our options also. So what could be the type of this thing? Okay, pretty fair to me. Okay. Hmm. So here is the tree node. Should we make a tree, or we can just use the tree node to make the whole tree? Okay, let's just try to make a tree. Let's make a class filer tree. Okay, and every tree has a root, and that root this is the node. Hmm. And the children's are a filer list order list of the filer tree node. Yeah, that makes sense. Hmm. Someone. Hello, welcome to the stream. Uh, well, by the way, nice name, by the way. Someone. When do you usually come live? Hmm. Uh, I don't have any fixed time because I'm not a full-time YouTuber, so it's kind of hard to fix a time. But around 9 o'clock, I mean, this is the exact time that I'm comfortable to live. But if I am if I'm busy in some kind of a meeting, then I won't be able to live at that moment. So, are you using this plugin right now, or just a newcomer? So, All right. Are you from India? Yes, I am an Indian. That's why you can feel some no, just a newcomer. Okay. So I think you don't know what I'm doing currently. So for the sake of knowledge, uh, what are we doing in this stream? I just want to inform everyone who are watching this stream that we are developing a plugin for neovim, uh, which which is a file manager which can do some file system operation like a buffer. This is the, I think, simple definition of this plugin. No, I haven't made any plugin. Okay, but I think, did you ever use the neovim, the text editor, regardless of plugins? Anyways, mm, similar to Oil and Vim, yes, Oil and Vim is a great plugin and can do whatever you want, but there is a problem like Oil and Vim doesn't provide a tree structure view. And I think the development purpose, tree structure view is more readable and reliable view in my opinion. I mean, you can take the whole overview of the code base, but the view provided by the oil and vim is not if enough to get the whole overview of code base at the single window. You have to go through so many directories in oil and vim to get the full overview of the code base. So this is where oil and vim lags behind from most of the plugins like Snacks Explorer and this Neo tree. But I'm building this plugin to to have the same functionality like oil and vim. Like you can edit the file system like a buffer because neovim is really good at text editing. And if you can use that power to manipulate your file system, then this will be a game-changing feature. This is what Oil NVIM does. But we are implementing this plugin, which have all the functionality of Oil NVIM with a file tree structure view. I think that makes sense. That's why I don't enjoy oil and vim. Tree structure gives so much more info in a single buffer. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I also suffers this issue while using oil and vim. In my opinion, oil and vim is a great plugin because I think this is the first plugin that uses this buffer editing approach. Because the specialty of neovim is text editing, and the author of Oil and Vim uses that power to manipulate your file system. That's an amazing approach. But he can do much better than Oil and Vim. I mean, if you can think about some buffer editing to manipulate the file system, then he can simply, you can say that the author is able to make a file structure view. But I don't know why the author didn't implement this file structure view. I don't know. Well, the plugin is live. You can use it. Like, this is the repo of this plugin. By the way, you can go to this repository. Let me give you the link. This plugin is live. You can use it right away, but be careful because this plugin is still under development and cause some bugs. But most of the time, it works fine. If you want to see demo, then I can show you. Otherwise, I am moving on to the development part. Okay, if you heard about this before, then it's okay. Let's just moving on to the tree structure. Currently, I'm just refactor my whole code base so that if anyone want to contribute in this plugin, then the code base should be neat and clean. I don't want to um, leave my code like a mess, because it is harder to read the code base while the code base is so bigger and have some complex algorithms. Yes, let's continue with the development. Okay, perfect. So this is a sorted list of tree nodes. Currently, I don't have any idea how to use generics in the Lua, but we can take care of the type safety later. First of all, let's move on to the functionality. So currently, I'm building a class for a tree. I don't think we need a tree node. I mean, we can create a whole tree with this tree, what you can say, tree node thing. We don't need an extra class for, you know, tree. We don't need the extra class like tree. We can build the whole tree with the tree node table. So let's just add a child, tree dot add child, and we will pass a tree node, add child to this node, and in the parameters we can use filer tree node. That's perfect. So how are we gonna add this node? That's an interesting one. So if self dot children, okay, sorry, we have to use the colon, and self dot children. So first we have to check if self dot children. Wait a minute. If self dot children is a null value, then we can assign a new sorted list, because our tree structure is kind of a mix of sorted list and the normal binary tree. So I will explain this later, but let's focus on the implementation right now. So I just have to import the list, or you can say ordered list. Ordered list is equals to require filer list structures list dot order list. So we are using the ordered list in this case. Self dot children self dot children is equals to ordered list dot new. That's it. So if we don't have the children for this current node, then we can simply make a new children array. That's it. And we will self dot children. Now we have the table. Then we can add. This is a sorted list. So every children stored in the sorted way. So this is the kind of implementation of this whole tree. So now we can just add this thing. And there is one more thing. There is one more thing, like the tree implementation should have some kind of a less than and greater than, less than and equal to implementation. Like there's an algorithm finder. You can see for the contributors, I leave a note here. Like if you want a binary search on the if you want to use this binary search function, then every item should have an implementation of less than symbols, like less than meta methods and the equal to meta methods. So we have to do the same thing for the for the, what we can say, yeah, for the tree node. So tree node dot less than is equals to a function which takes a and b for the comparison, and can you please bump up the font size a bit? Would make it okay? Mm, 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 mm. Mm, um, this is kind of a, I mean, there's no problem on defining the less than meta method, but there is a problem. If I'm making this a generic tree, like if this is a generic tree, then I don't think I have to implement this right away, because yeah, I think I have to make it generic, or hmm, okay, okay, okay. I think we can define the we can define the tree node according to our needs. I think I just have to wait a minute. If I want a new tree, hmm, okay, I have an idea. I have an idea. So I can use, I have to rewrite this code. Like I have to make a tree because we are making it a generic class, because this tree can be used in other components of this plugin. So I want to make this a generic tree. That means I can't use some specific properties like less than and greater than, because if I want to use it in a different way, then this will not work. So I have to make it like a customizable tree. So let's make a new tree like this, and we can pass the op. No, we just pass the root. So we will just pass the root and the node creation function. Yes, I think that will work. Uh, so we have a tree. How I can define this thing? Okay, okay, got it. We can use this old method, a tree node, but instead of yes, yes, yes. Okay, okay, okay. So we have a children. That's okay. And there we have another field which is called the data. So every tree, if we want to make it generic, then we can use a data field where we can store our any kind of data like this thing. So this could be any. Okay. And this is the sort ordered list of children's. And these are the tree nodes. Perfect. So we will add the, so this is the thing that we have to consider, like the local instance is equals to data is equals to ops.data. So this will not be a generic thing. So we just have to pass the data here. We don't need anything else. We just have to pass the data here, and this data can be any type. And all right, so this is the data thing. Now the tree have this data, and we can pass this like so, and this is the node. Okay, so we will not pass the node here. We will just pass the data. So data, and data could be anything like so, and we will at the time of adding a children, we can use tree node dot new with the data. Hmm, that makes sense. And also we can pass this is the tree node in the list. So we have to implement something which can compare the elements of the children's to sort them. Okay. So this is the data. Hmm. The problem is still exists. Did you guys have any idea like how we can uh, how we can add some meta methods in the tree node at the time of at the time of creation of the tree? Because if I make this tree like a what to say, okay, let's just make it a specific tree. So instead of defining this tree here, I will cut this to here and paste this tree here. Okay, now I can make this tree a specific tree to this plugin. Okay, so we have a name, we have type. Type is a, we can define the type here, alias, pilot, tree, node, type. So this type would be a directory. This could be a directory, this could be a file, this could be a link. Okay, then we can use filer type. Okay, so this is, we have a name, we have a type, and we have a path. So this is the only, these things are enough, I guess. These things are enough. Now there is one more thing. We have a open property, which is set to a boolean. Perfect. Okay. We will make this tree a generic in the future, but I think for the simplicity, I think I have to just make it a specific tree. So, okay. So instead of, no, we can continue. So this is the tree, we can append the child. So, okay, now we can define this less than and greater than thing. So tree node dot less than. So we define the function a and b, and these parameters, a is a type of filer node, and the other thing is also the filer node, and we can just return a dot name less than b dot name. So this is the less than. Now we have to implement the less than equal to. So this is the less than equal to meta method, and the last one is the equal to operator. So equal. So we have to just pass the equality. So this is the way to tell the Lua compiler then that how to compare these two nodes. So we have defined the equality operator. The less than operator and the less than equal to operator. All right, so are you guys enjoying this kind of a stream? All right, so this is the tree node. Now we can just wait a minute. We have to pass a name, a type, and a name type, and what to say. I think there's only one person is watching. Someone. I think you kind of like these kind of streams, like coding something. Name, type, and path. So we can use type name. Hmm. Someone is watching. Yeah, this name is kind of confusing. So, anyways, let's moving forward. All right, so we can define um, data with the following properties, like name, um, which is a string, type, which is a string, no, filer type, and wait, are you making another neo tree? Not exactly. Neo tree, it's a kind of a key binding based file tree, but we are making a improved version of the oil NVim. I broke my configs yesterday, so looking at a lot of neovim content since past 2 days. Yeah, when you are deep down in the configuring the neovim, then you are at that time you are watching so many videos or related contents like on Reddits and so many things. Maybe you visit so many dot files repositories of other creators. This is kind of a I what to say, kind of a lust. So anyways, so name, type, and path will be a string. And by the way, if anyone want to try this plugin, you can just install this plugin and try it right away. This is not in the stable form, but it will be in the stable form when I'm done refactoring this code. Bro, use stream elements for the stream so that you will have a live chat. Um, I don't have that much of experience of streaming, so I don't have like knowledge of these things. Just forget about this, someone. I actually use neovim, lazivim. Yeah, lazivim is a very fast distro for the neovim, but I use my own because lazivim comes with the so many extra plugins that I don't need, and I don't have any problem with the lazivim, but so this is the where is the problem? Okay, so we have a problem with this. So this is the data, and we can use the data here, and we can just simply return this meta table. So I think this tree node is completed, I guess. So let's make some tests for this. To test this plugin, we can use and make test.testtree.lua. So this thing, so we have to copy some content from this another file and paste it over here. Should I make it a little smaller so that if this font size is okay with you guys? Because I need some space in my screen. Just tell me, is this font size okay? Okay, it's fine. Then, okay, we can continue with this. All right, so let's make a tree node. Tree node, tree node, require filer structures, tree. Okay, I need tree like this. Views, tree. Okay, we have a tree inside of a tree. Okay, that's kind of a silly thing. Let's just rename it to DS, like a data structure thing. Hello, Kir. Welcome to the live stream. Okay, bro, I subscribe. I actually love watching coding stream after I've done my coding stream. Okay, so you are a YouTuber too. So let's just make a we can rename and refactor this code base later, but I just want to test this structure right away so that we don't have any further problems when we implement this data structure in our in this plugin. So let's just test it right away, and we have to do a tree node dot add child. So let's just see what is print tree node. Okay, so this is the tree node. Let's try to test this thing. Make test. So as you can see, guys, this is the output of this print print function, which represents our root of the tree. So it has all the things, I guess. I think I missed something. Okay, I have to make an assertion. This is the data structure. So I have to add some kind of assertion. So assert data is required, right? So before creating an instance, we will force the user to provide some kind of a data to the node, because if we don't have any data in the tree node, then it doesn't make any sense to create a node. So we have an assertion. I think this will fail. this time because I didn't provide anything. What? Okay, because I have to make a tree node here. Wait a minute. ds.lua. I passed it here. Tree node dot new. Hmm, interesting. Okay, now it's failing. You can see data is required. This is our assertion. Okay, so let's just provide some data like name is equals to, let's say, someone, because someone is the first viewer of the stream. So someone, and type is a viewer, and the path is YouTube, something like that. This is the demo data. So let's just print out everything, how things are looking. So you can see this. Let's just ignore this meta table because this is just a hidden table which runs in the background. This is the main content of the table: name, path, and the type. Okay, so everything works seamlessly. So we can just we can create an instance of the node. So this test is passed. Now we have to add the children. Okay, so how are we gonna add the children? So add. Hmm, I don't get the auto completion. Add child. Anyways, so let's pass some data. ds.lua. So we are passing the same thing here. Why does AI plus neovim suck so much? All my colleagues are using cursor and I am stuck here in Stone's Age era using neovim. To be honest, Tux God, I don't think I don't think neovim is that bad with the AI stuffs. Did you ever use the Avante plugin? Avante, whatever. Avante. Did you ever use this plugin? I mean, I use this plugin a lot uh, in, I think, the previous month. And I love this plugin because it can do whatever the cursor can do. You can also see use neovim like using cursor AI. But I uninstall this plugin because I don't want to handle my whole code base with the uh, with the hands on the of the LLMs. Because when the codes get bigger and bigger, LLMs are kind of a useless thing. No, neovimers are not in Stone Age. We are just built different. Yeah, uh, Stone Age think is not the right word to say. We are just uh, what you can say. We can be anything. Like there are so many things like neovim can do, but cursor VS Code still can't do that thing. Like so many text manipulation techniques that only neovim can provide, like shortcuts. Like this text editor gives you so much flexibility for text manipulation and so many things. And there are a lot of great developers which building crazy plugins to support this text editor even on another level. I mean, just try this plugin, and if you find yourself feeling a Stone Age guy again, then you can move on to the cursor, and that's a personal preferences. So that's the data. So we can name this thing again, and this time I'm gonna name it to the second viewer of this stream, and the second viewer is okay, Orchiden. Same thing. So now we just have to print the vim.print free node, and let's just test this like test this thing. I only use supermaven.nvim plus cloud code. Avante has too many breaking changes. Yeah, Avante could have some breaking changes because it's in early stages of this plugin. And but I can assure you that when this Avante plugin is in its full form, then it could be unstoppable because under the hood they uses MCP servers, I guess, and it's so powerful. And by the way, Avante is a open source project and Cursor is a paid thing. So there's some kind of a pros and cons. Why cloud code? Why cloud code if you have some open code? Yeah, that's the same thing. That's the thing I want to say. So we have the children and items, and in the items thing, we have this Orchiden. Okay, so perfect. The tree is working correctly. There is no problem with that. Okay, now we can use this cloud code feels smarter. Yeah, I think this is the most enhanced LLM in the market right now. Cloud suggestions are much better, but there's one thing I mean, you have to pay anyways for the bills of code. Well, I mean, Claude is not an free software. There's some kind of a trade-offs. Not everything is perfect. So free init. So we can use the list dir commands to list down the directories. Claude is like Apple. In which sense? Because there are so many memes also related to Apple Mac OS. Hmm. Uh, in the sense of performance, or so this is the init thing. Now we have to send a render thing. So this is the UI. Okay, so now we have to implement a function which can list the content of a directory. So how are we gonna? So let's call this function ls. No, the exclusivity. Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Cloud Cloud has some exclusive functionalities. Like I think this is the first time I'm seeing a LLM which is manipulating your code base and can directly integrate with your text editor or code editor, whatever you say. But anyways, I'm happy with the free softwares like ChatGPT, DeepSeek, and Claude is also free on so many things. Like, and by the way, Cursor is also a um, uh, great LLM, but it's also a paid software. So many of my friends using Cursor, and there's always a positive response from them. I want to use the cursor at least once in my life, but whenever I try to use some kind of a LLMs, uh, my I mean, my brain told me that don't use LLMs. Just start with whatever you have in your mind, and if you want a refactor or find some bugs, then use LLMs. This is kind of my mindset. And by the way, using LLMs, it's not a bad thing. LLMs only improves your productivity in the coding scenarios. It's just my mindset, nothing else. So let's make an ls command. So we can scan the directory. By the way, I have already implemented this thing, so we can just borrow that. We have create fs, we have delete fs. No, we need a tree thing. Where is this thing? Node. So we need to scan the directory. Scan. Yes, this is the scanning thing. So let's just grab this whole code and put it right here. And we can take an argument, path as an argument. And sorry guys if my English is kind of broken because it's not my first language, so it could be broken in some cases. So UV, all right. So these are the items, name, type, and path. This is all we need. Self.path and the name. Instead of this, we can use the join join path thing. So m dot join path of no worries, me too. Okay, I think my English is kind of understandable. Not that great, but I think understandable. Okay, so we need a path and the name. So that's the whole thing that we need, I guess. So let's see if this function works or not. So let's open a new window and let's just try Lua require filer dot lib dot fs ls. Let's call this a ls function and let's provide the path, home directory, my user directory, workspace. Okay, I think that could be it. It doesn't do anything. Okay, I forgot the equal sign. You need a equal sign. So here you can see these are the results from the ls command. So we successfully create an ls command which can list content of the directory. Perfect. So let's make an assertion for the path. Path is required. These assertions are so helpful when you are debugging in this bigger code bases. So this is the ls thing. Should I call it ls or lsdir or list dir? What do you guys think? What should be the name for this function? I mean, I know it's not a big deal. Just name it whatever I can, but it's good to have some reasonable names on those functions. So what do you guys think? Should we name this list dir, ls, or soup? Hello, ML. Welcome to the live stream. Okay, we can just leave it the list dir function, I guess. So it's okay. And I guess this is the correct format that we need. Okay, perfect. All right. So let's go here and let's just, what file manager are we making? We're just making an improved version of oil and vim. If you know about what oil and vim does, uh, you probably can understand what we are making. We are just making the oil and vim, but we can support this kind of a tree structure view. I've worked with Lua before, but it's more like I'm looking at Go code. Like if, okay, got it. This is a very common statement in Go code. Like so many places that you have to check for the nil errors. Is it a tree or like similar to netrw? No, no, no. This is similar to both the plugins. Like this is similar to neotree, and it is also similar to the oil and vim. Let me show you how many people are watching right now. Okay, 7 people are watching right now. Okay, so let me show you a little kind of a demo what this plugin does. So I have to disable this. I have to install this plugin. Okay, let's go to a demo directory. So if I press, if I write this command filer and press enter, you can see here's a file manager is open. And if I press enter, you can see a tree kind of a view similar to neotree. But there is another catch here. Like if I press O, you can see I can edit this buffer. Like if I add something.lua here and I press, if I save this buffer, you can see it asks me for confirmation to create this file. And if I press Y, you can see the file is created successfully. And if I can say like print something.lua and let's just open again, and instead of something I can do something else.lua, and if I save this you can see there is a move operation, and if I confirm this you can see the name is changed, and if I press enter the content is still persist because we are just renaming the thing. And same thing, you can delete this thing also. If I press yes, confirm, you can say the buffer is no longer available. I know there are some edge cases like this file, this buffer is still open. This file doesn't exist. Actually, this file doesn't exist. It's deleted, but in neovim memory, the buffer is open. So I have to just quit. And if I reopen this thing, you can see this something else.lua is gone. So this is the whole point of this whole point of making this plugin. It has both functionality of a tree, neotree, and the and the oil and vim. So this is the kind of an example thing that I want to give you. Pilot.nvim. It partially reminds me of mini.files. Yeah, mini.files, but the problem is same with the new what we can say. Mini.files have the same problem in my opinion, because minify use so much windows, cluster of windows to structure your, I mean, show the overview of your code base. But this is some kind of a limit, I guess. I mean, there is some kind of a width of your screen. And if so many windows are cluttered on your screen at the same time, this is kind of a distracting, in my opinion. I don't feel like I need a tree because those cases I just use a fuzzy finder. Yeah, this could work, but I think tree view is much better on understanding the code basis. We are not talking about the navigation. Navigation, I know fuzzy finder are the best choice for the navigation, but to understanding the what you can say, understanding the code base architecture and do some operation, I think file tree view is much better. And you can't create or delete files with the fuzzy finder. I know there are some extensions for telescope which can do that, but some plugin specific to this thing functionality is much better than any kind of extension. Okay, because in NeoTree there is no confirmation feedback. It also provides better tree file. Mm, that's kind of true for, uh, but we need confirmation when you are using this kind of a approach, because if we will not um, wait a minute, am I misleading this? Okay, because in NeoTree there is no confirmation feedback. It also provides better tree file. I don't understand actually. So, anyways, let's moving on to this thing. So this is the tree. Now we have to return the list of items. So how we can items. So function, we have a function, local function, uh, tab, and we have to provide the node. Hmm. So we have to provide the node. So let's import this thing, uh, tree node. So let's provide this pilot tree vs. Okay. And by the way, we can use um, tree node. Hmm. My main issue with all nvim, it opens pretty slowly. On Windows, it takes like seconds. Yeah, that makes sense. By the way, Windows is slow in so many things. When I was a Window user, I feel so much like a like when you log in into your machine, like the pass login screen when you start your laptop and you see a login screen. When I enter my password and just press enter, it takes some time, like 5 to 6 seconds, maybe sometime 10 seconds to open the lock. This is the window for you. So I can't say directly like oil and vim is slow, because Windows is also slow. It uses React for login screen and settings menus. It's so depressing. Yeah, Windows, I mean, I think the best window version is Windows 10. Whenever the Windows 11 comes out, the whole performance is going so much down. I love Windows 10, but not the Windows 11. It feels like they are doing something in the background always. No matter what are you doing in your laptop, but there's something is going in the background that you don't know. That's why I don't like the Windows environment right now. Kind of a data stealing. So let's just give a data. Hmm. So we can provide the data here. Um, the name, the name of the directory is just the workspace, and the too many running processes. Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Oil and Vim could be pretty instant, just some edge cases on the implementation. It doesn't feel always instant on Linux as well, so I'm considering just doing it myself. Yeah, I mean, I think Oil and Vim could be slow on larger code bases, I guess. But I don't think that it could be slow because it just provides a directory level view. And what are the chances that you have 1000 files in your directory? I mean, the chances are very low. But if you feel the lag, then Oil and Vim could be slow in some scenarios. But I think it's usable. Well, it's the initial load that is lagged. It's not the stuff after. Hmm. I think there are so many startup things that Oil has to do when everything is load up in the memory. I don't think the yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. The initial startup is much harder to load, I think, because there are so many auto commands and buffer types that Oil has to save in order to complete the um, functionality. When I first look into the Oil and Vim, I feel like this kind of a magic thing. I mean, how can you like determine which file you are moving, which file you deleting? Like it looks like a magic. But when I explore the code base of Oil and Vim, then everything's starting to get clear out. I hate when softwares makes excuses since computers so damn fast these days. Yeah, that makes sense because computers are nowadays so much faster. Like this is so common, like 16 GBs of RAM for a laptop. This is so common, and 16 GB of RAM is literally so much for a software. Yeah, it is what it is. Mm, softwares, but there are so many good softwares also which can take so much less space and have high performance. Talk about memory management. Hmm. I think there are some trade-offs of performance with the memory management. If you are increasing the memory usage, then the performance will be better. But but if the memory is your issue, then you have to downgrade your performance level. You can't have those things at the same time. You have to just choose whatever the best suited for your use case. So home slash terminal slash workspace. All right. So okay, let's just add some trees over there. I've been doing a lot of Odin recently, and I'm leaning on manual memory management. Can be pretty easy. When you get into custom allocators, you don't spend so much time thinking about it. Yeah, if you are going deep down into the allocators, I think you have a clear understanding that what what resources needs memories. I mean, how to efficiently allocate the memories. This is kind of a base level thing. But if you are developing in a so much abstracted way, then you don't have that much control on memory management, I guess. It's more like a framework thing. So, anyways, guys, we just have to print the tree order of this directory, and we will end the stream. So, I'm not feeling well today, uh, so I have to just end the stream as soon as I can. I just have to implement the tree view, and then we are done. Okay, so we can traverse the thing. I don't think we can traverse. We can implement the traversing right now. Take some medicine. Yeah, I already taken, but need some rest. I think I think we can implement this thing, tree thing, someday, some other day. But let me show you something like directory, uh, typo directory file. I mean init.lua something .lua. I want to show you something. Okay, this is the new word. Okay, so we need a new line actually. So you can see here we have 3 lines, and I want to show you something like filer. If I open filer, you can see this is how this mechanism works. So if we are able to traverse the tree, then we can form this kind of a table with and we can add indentation to every file system item according to its depth. So this is the whole point of and I mean this is the underlying concept that this plugin uses to form a tree. Why do I see all Lua plugins these days use meta tables, plain functions? Um, I think let me show you something. Let me show you something. Let's say I have a table. I mean, I have a pair of like A comma B, or we can say we have a coordinates. So this is the coordinate 1, this is the coordinate 2. That makes sense? So this is 1 0 and this is 0 0, something like that. So if we use a function to, I mean, um, add these two coordinates. So we will make a function like function add and take a and b as a coordinate, and we will just return something, some addition of these two, right? But using the meta tables, we can just simply make some kind of a syntactic sugar, like the result could be equals to d coordinate 1 plus coord 2. So this makes the development so easy. I mean, this code is much readable and less lines of code. So this is the whole point of using the meta tables instead of using the plain functions. In my opinion, I'm using meta tables for this reason only. Making classes, manipulating the underlying meta methods. This is so useful when you are developing these kind of massive plugins. I hope this will satisfy you. So guys, I think this is it for the stream. I'm not feeling well, otherwise I will complete the tree view. But don't worry, we will back someday and complete this plugin. I want to make the first release of this plugin as soon as I can, because so many people are uh, wanting for the want this first release of this plugin, and the to-do list for the features is growing so much faster. Like on Reddit's, I mean, people really like the approach of this plugin. I mean, the tree view with all the functionality of oil and vim helps a lot for the developer purpose. That's why I have to complete this plugin as soon as I can. Currently, I'm not feeling that well. Otherwise, I complete this plugin uh, in no time. So, guys, if you have any kind of questions, then you can ask. Otherwise, I have to wait a minute. Okay. Otherwise, I have to end this stream. You can ask anything you want. Otherwise, thank you for joining the stream. It means a lot for me. I mean, like people are watching, developing, I mean, seeing this plugin live development, and it's good to have chat with you guys. I mean, coding all alone, it's kind of a boring thing, but discussion and chat with you is always making me motivated and engaging in coding. Thank you for stream. Okay, thank you, Text God, to coming on this live stream. Okay, see ya guys later. If you want this stream, like if you want these kind of stream, then subscribe to get the notification. So see ya guys.